Hi, and welcome to another lesson by 12 Minute Prep. Today we will look into the Scholastic Level Exam by the Wonderlic Company. We'll go over the test's content, its format and scoring methods. You'll have a chance to solve some challenge questions and to learn about my courses and how I can help you prepare for this test. Let's start. The Wonderlic Scholastic Level Exam, also referred to as the Wonderlic SLE, is a cognitive ability test that measures general intelligence. It is used for admissions and placement purposes by academic institutions. The Wonderlic SLE is equivalent to the Wonderlic Personnel Test, which is the version of the test that is used for pre-employment purposes. There are two versions of the test: the Quick Test, or SLEQ, which contains 30 questions and has an 8-minute time limit. You can expect to take the SLEQ online in a non-proctored environment early in the admissions process. And there is the Wonderlic SLE full version, which contains 50 multiple choice questions and has a 12-minute time limit. You can expect to take this version on the premises of the institute you applied for. The questions on the test are arranged in order of difficulty, starting from modest level and progressively increasing in complexity. You are allowed to skip questions using a next button. There will be no negative scoring for incorrect answers. No calculators are allowed, so make sure to bring scratch paper. The Wonderlic SLE is made up of many different question types that fall under 4 general question types: verbal reasoning, abstract and spatial reasoning, numerical reasoning, and general knowledge. Let's take a look at the specific question types in each of these categories and try out some sample questions. Word comparisons are a type of question that will test your verbal abilities, specifically your vocabulary. You'll be presented with a pair of words and will be asked to determine if the meanings of the words are similar, contradictory, or neither similar nor contradictory. Having a neither option forces you to think beyond the simple binary choices of synonym or antonym. Pause the video and try out this sample question. The correct answer is contradictory. These words are contradictory. The word facilitate means to make something easier, while impede means to block or make something harder. Antonyms are similar to word comparisons in that they also test your vocabulary. Instead of being presented with a pair of words, you'll be presented with a single word and asked to choose an antonym from the answer choices. Dates and times questions assess your general knowledge and abilities to arrange things chronologically, whether that's months, years, or the time of day. Questions will often present you with a list of dates and ask you to choose the earliest one, or ask you which month from the answer choices comes last. Folding boxes questions are a type of abstract reasoning question that focuses on your spatial abilities. Questions will present you with an image of a flattened box made up of 6 squares. You will have to answer a question based on what the box will look like when it is folded back up. Graph questions will ask you to interpret various graphs and data. Often you will be presented with a short word problem and then asked to choose the correct graph from the answer options. Number comparison questions will ask you to simply compare numbers in the answer choices, often asking which number is biggest or smallest. While these questions aren't necessarily difficult, they can be tricky when you are under the pressure of a time limit and have to work quickly. Simple math questions will present you with an assortment of basic word problems that will test your basic addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division skills. Pause the video and try this sample question. The correct answer is 35. First, we know Harry is 15. Alex is 5 years older, so he is 20. Sandra is half of Alex's age, making her 10, which is 5 years younger than Harry. This means that when Harry's 40, Sandra will be 35. Sentence forming questions will present you with a jumble of words that you will have to rearrange into a sentence. The question will ask you something based on the sentence formed. For example, it may ask if the sentence is true or false, or it may ask what is the last letter in the sentence. Rotational series questions test more abstract and spatial abilities. You will be presented with a series of shapes that change from left to right, and will have to determine what is the missing shape or figure that completes the sequence. Syllogisms are a form of logic question that will assess your logical reasoning. You will be presented with a series of statements, and then will have to determine if the last statement is true, false, or cannot be determined. Your score is simply the number of questions you answered correctly out of 50. On the full SLE, each question is worth 1 point, but on the SLEQ, each question is worth 1.66 points, so that your highest possible score will still be 50. If Jane took the short 30-question version, her score would be converted to the full test scale. And so if she got 10 correct answers out of 30 questions on SLEQ, the system will automatically multiply her score by 1.66 and will round it up to the nearest whole number, in this case 17. The average score on the test is roughly 20 correct answers out of 50, which is basically 12 correct answers on the short version. However, you may need to score higher than the average depending on your program's requirements. The minimum acceptable score depends on the college you'll be applying for and on the specific program you choose. Usually, the minimum acceptable score is found between 14 to 25. I cannot stress enough the importance of preparing for this test. Most, if not all, of the other candidates will be preparing for this test. By not preparing, you're putting yourself at a disadvantage. Preparing for this test will ensure that you maximize your own score potential. Everyone has a maximum score potential that they can achieve on this test. You want to do everything in your power to reach that score and to optimize your candidate profile. By this, you will be maximizing your chances of being accepted to the program of your dreams. Regardless if you're taking the test in a month, a week, or tomorrow, preparation is shown to improve performance. So whether you're taking your time or cramming at the last minute, get started on your preparation journey today. You can start out by taking a free introduction course on my website. This course has helped over 100,000 candidates to date. It is listed as a recommended resource among top universities and colleges. There is also the option of taking my paid prep course, which was created specifically for the Wonderlic SLE test. You will get a 360 preparation experience, lessons for each question type, summary quizzes, full-length practice tests to simulate real test conditions, explanations and solving tips to reduce response times, smart score reports to identify your strengths and weaknesses, test taking and time management strategies, and the option to have a one-on-one coaching session with a test expert who will help you maximize your own score potential. Start maximizing your score potential with 12-minute prep today.